So let us recapitulate the story, the Rattrap, which we have already read, and we have just come across many facts and many incidents which have been narrated in the story. As we all know that the theme of the story is that the story upholds the belief that the essential goodness of a human being can be awakened through love and understanding. So actually this is also a question which have been frequently asked in previous year examinations, especially board examinations, so we have to elaborate it. We can say that in the Rattrap, the homeless Rattrap seller shows himself to be mean-spirited and mercenary. When he takes the crofter's hospitality and friendship, then later goes back to take his money too. The Rattrap seller's normal way of life makes him insensible to the immortality of his thefts, until the veil is lifted one night when he reluctantly accepts, at the urging of the ironmaster's daughter, freely given hospitality from the ironmaster, who ironically mistakes the Rattrap seller for an old friend. It is here that the daughter of the ironmaster shows the Rattrap seller so much genuine love, respect, courtesy, and understanding that he is prompted to confess all to her in a letter and return the crofter's money through her. Her kindness brought out the inner goodness dwelling silently within the Rattrap when she took up his side and insisted he stay with them for Christmas, even after it had been discovered that he was not the old friend. The ironmaster's daughter showed him sympathy, honor, and respect, and gave him a sense of dignity. This touched a chord in the heart of the peddler, who at once felt that he was no longer the homeless Rattrap seller that he had been all his life, but somebody with an identity. He redeemed himself by returning the stolen money, as he had felt motivated by Adla's kindness. If we talk about the title, that the Rattrap is a metaphor to highlight the human predicament. Just as a rat is fooled by a bait, you know what a bait is, and gets trapped. Most human beings are likely to fall into the trap of material benefits. We can also say that the peddler thinks that the whole world is a rat trap. This view of life is true only of himself and of no one else in the story. The life of the peddler is bound with loneliness. This idea of being completely alone made the peddler a cynic. After stealing the money, the peddler tried to escape through the forest but soon got lost. Left in despair, he recollected his own thoughts on the world being a giant rat trap. A sudden realization came to him that he had finally got himself caught in the rat trap because he allowed himself to be tempted by the bait. The 30 krona bills, even the kindness of the ironmaster and especially his daughter failed to make the peddler optimistic about the world. The rat trap seller expressed himself strongly realizing that the worldly bait had once more tempted and trapped him. Unlike the other characters in the story, the peddler is the only one who got succumbed to loneliness and is far away from the human bonds of love and sympathy that made him the cynic and consider the world as a rat trap. And most importantly, the characters. We can say there are two characters which are quite dominant in the story, and they are the ironmaster and his daughter. But you must have realized that they are altogether different from each other. The ironmaster misunderstood the peddler for an old acquaintance, whereas his daughter could make out that the man was afraid, which was suggestive of him having stolen something. Though the father and the daughter expressed compassion for the vagabond, both did so for different reasons. The ironmaster was sure to help the vagabond get over his tramp manners because he had mistaken the latter for his old comrade. The daughter, however, wished to feed him and welcome him in spite of knowing that he was not Captain Ron still. The father acted impulsively and casually and invited him without confirming the stranger's identity. On realizing his mistake, he recklessly wanted to hand over him to the sheriff. Sheriff? Sheriff is a police officer. So Adla, on the other hand, showed a strong sense of observation. She rightly judged him to be a tramp without any education, and she persuaded her father to let him stay because they had promised him Christmas cheer. When the blacksmith's daughter infected the protagonist with a true altruism, the peddler's inner soul experienced a rapid transformation from the ugly duckling to a dazzling swan. Thank you very much.